Let's commit ourselves to make the words of Tyler's mom.
What?
This video is brought to you by The Officer Tatum Store. The Officer Tatum Store. Listen, I changed it. All you got to do is put Tatum Store in there. Make it shorter. Make it sweeter for you. Let's talk about the stuff that we have on the store today. You can get my book. If you use discount code GODFIRST, you get 20% off the entire store. That's including my book, signed copy. If you don't want the signed copy, you get it for $18. We got them there. I will sign them on the spot, and we will send them to you. Also, our signature merch is off the chain. You ain't gonna find nothing better than our signature jacket. This is the coldest jacket in the game. You can get it. We got all of our new products here. Our noggin hats, all of these new products, all our best sellers. We got stuff on clearance rack. Some of these things were your all-time favorite. We got them on clearance rack for you. Also, you can click. You got women's, you got men's. Here's one thing I want to tell you guys before I get off of this is that we have exclusive discounts. So if you are in the military, active or veteran, or you are dependent on somebody in the military, police officer, firefighter, EMS, if you work at the hospital, doctor, nurses, medical staff, teachers, whether you're pre-K through pre-K, K through 12, or professor, we got you covered. Student, senior, 55 and older, we got you covered. Commercial drivers, CDL drivers, we got you covered. And also, if you're a disabled, meaning that you're on a fixed income, you have a disability check, you're on low income, EBT, we give you 30% off the store. As long as you in the position you in, when you recover, you can get off the 30%. 30% off the entire store. Go to exclusive discounts, click on it, and we got you covered. Like and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell so you get notifications anytime I go live, make a video. Make sure you still subscribe to this channel. Like this video, comment on the video, share this video. Let's get into this.
But I have to say this, y'all. Joe Biden, I can't believe it. I can't believe Joe Biden is this bad. Now, Tyre Nichols was the young man that lost his life after getting into a violent confrontation with police. I'm not going to say he lost his life after the police killed him and all this. He lost his life after getting into a violent confrontation because he didn't die till several days later. They believe, and I believe, and I understand the probable cause nature of it, that his death was because of what happened at the traffic stop. Now, if you ask me, you ain't had no business, and I use that in English, you ain't had no business running from the police, and they won't beat you and kill you unjustifiably. Now, besides all that, I think these cops need to go to jail, some of them, for what they did. There's no way you punch a man in the head the way they did and kick him and do all that crazy stuff. I hope you go to jail. Now, moving on, Joe Biden brought the family to the State of the Union address. And somebody, I don't know if his brain took a vacation or what, somebody should have told him what the boy's name was. How you gonna get, you only got a few people's families up in the thing. Write it on a piece of paper. Have somebody in your ear tell you it's Tyre. You call him Tyler. You call him Tyler in front of his family. But don't believe me, listen to the clip, roll the clip.
Restricting no-knock warrants and other key elements of the George Floyd Act. Let's commit ourselves to make the words of Tyler's mom true. Something good must come from this. Something good.
Now, who is Tyler? Because Breonna Taylor, I'm gonna go back to the no-knock thing in a minute. Breonna Taylor, nobody named Tyler in that situation. Then you go on to whatever other stuff he talking about. I don't think I know anybody who was killed in a no-knock warrant whose name was Tyler. Maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe I heard it wrong. I'm under the impression he was talking about the words of Tyre's mom, not Tyler's mom. But let's go to no-knock warrants real quick. And this is why I lost a lot of respect. Even though he says a lot of good things, I lost a lot of respect for Senator, I can't think of his name now. He's a senator in Kentucky. Rand Paul. No, it's not Rand Paul. Yeah, Rand Paul. Rand Paul, and not Paul Ryan. I always get them mixed up. Rand Paul, Senator Rand Paul. I lost a lot of respect for him when he tried to introduce that, I think they even passed it, introduced the Breonna Taylor bill. Let me just tell you how stupid that was. Breonna Taylor did not die as a result of a no-knock warrant. She did not die as a result of a no-knock warrant. Can I say that again? Breonna Taylor did not die as a result of a no-knock warrant. They knocked on the door. That's why she died, if you ask me. If they'd have conducted a no-knock, they would have been in the house. Nobody would have been able to get a gun. They would have been up on them, and they would have been in custody. Just like they did at the house where the big-time criminal Jamarcus Glover was. He was the big-time criminal at the trap house with guns and drugs and all this other stuff they got. They did a no-knock and nobody got hurt there. Breonna Taylor was a low-level criminal in the criminal enterprise. And they knocked on the door and ended up getting into a shootout. And let me just explain this to you. She did not die because of a no-knock warrant. They knocked. The question was it a no-knock exception? Yes, they had a no-knock exception. Banning no-knock warrants would not bring Breonna Taylor back to life, ever. None of these people. And I'm going to tell you this. This is why you conduct no-knocks. They conduct a no-knock warrant on Jamarcus Glover's place. Everybody lived. When people are involved in the dope game, they're very suspicious. Typically, they have guns. Somebody come beating on their door in the middle of the night, yelling police, means nothing to a drug dealer. Because drug dealers who rob other drug dealers, they knock on the door and say, police, police, police. Some of them go so far as having tactical vests on that say police, because they want the other drug dealers to open the door so they can run in their house and tie them up and steal all their drugs and murder them if it comes down to it. So when you're dealing with people who are in the dope game, heavily involved in criminal enterprise, such as the one that Breonna Taylor was involved in, you want to conduct a no-knock warrant. So therefore you can breach the door. Speed of surprise and tactics will not allow anybody to get a gun and shoot you at the door. Now, I'm not blaming any of the police officers because they tried to mitigate the situation and handle it with proper protocol. But I would argue that it should have been a no-knock warrant. And for Joe Biden and Rand Paul to talk about no-knock warrants, it's just stupid to me. As a former police officer who was on the SWAT team, I would argue that anybody that talk about no-knock warrants, go and do a ride along with the police department. Hopefully they let you do one with SWAT. And you'll see how we conduct no-knock warrants. You can even go to the training. You want police officers to get killed if you are a person who's saying you want to ban all no-knock warrants. You want them to die. Because these criminals, let me give you a couple scenarios real quick. If you're doing a warrant on a house of a pedophile, which I was a part of doing one of those warrants for the FBI. I wasn't involved. I was on a containment, all right, because we can't mix agencies. So I ain't gonna sit here and say I kicked down the door. But I was on containment and I'm watching the way they operate. This guy was the #2 child porn downloader in the country. And they were gonna catch him. His wife had saw the porn. She set him up. They waited to, she left, went to the store. He was by himself and they hit the house. Now, let's ban no-knock warrants in that scenario. He is the #2 downloader of child pornography on his computer. And I'm assuming that you can't just look at child porn. You got to be able to go to dark web. You got to know about computers to try to evade that type of viewership. Because the government didn't do it. His wife caught him. Knock, knock, knock. Who is it? It's the police. We coming in there. We know what you're doing. And you're going to spend the rest of your life in prison. Please let us in the door. And he's going to go and delete all that porn off his computer. Boom, 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 boom. He's going to download it. He's going to eat it. He's going to throw it in the toilet. He can do whatever. He's going to be in there working. And then he's going to come to the door. Hey, how can I help you guys? Oh, you can sure look at my computer. Go and check it out. Or he just bashed the computer up and then say, you can come check it out. This is why you conduct no-knock warrants. You got a person that's been selling dope to your kids in the community for the last 20 years.